And according to the third law of motion, we will be observing that the forces acting between two objects will be seen here. That means previously in the two laws of motion we have seen the effect of the force acting on the objects, but in this we will be seeing that the effect of force applied on one object will be resulted by the effect of other object. That means let us take one good example to understand. That is, take a gun, and when you are firing a bullet from the gun, you will be seeing that the force, or we will be applying the force on the bullet, so the bullet will be pushed forward, and at the same time when the bullet is going forward, that is known as the action, and the reverse action will be taken as the recoiling of the gun, that is recoiling force. That means the bullet will be dispersed from the recoil of that bullet, and the recoil will be pushed back, that means towards the gun. That is the backward force exerted on the gun. Therefore we can say that for every action there is an opposite reaction, right? And I can take one more best example, such as if you are traveling in a boat, you came to the seashore, right? When you are jumping from the boat at the seashore, you will be coming out, the ship, you will be coming forward, that's outside from the seashore. This is the action. And when you are coming outside, the force exerted by your legs will push the boat backward. This is the reaction, right? And I can also say one more example, such as the hockey players. When two players are pulling or pushing the ball or hitting the ball, then they will be exerting some pressures, right? If one tries to catch the ball, something volleyball or throw ball, the one person will be throwing from that side. If he tries to catch that, some force will be acting on his hands, right? And at the same time this person is throwing, the same other person will be affecting that force, right? Therefore we can say that some forces will be acting between the two objects, and one may be called as the action or the cause of the moving of object, and the resultant may be called as the reaction of the other object, right? Let us see one activity for that. Let us take two strings, that is A and B, and one string is fixed with the help of a fixed bars, and the other string is variable. Therefore we can say that when we exert some pressure with the help of a string, when we extend it and when we release that string, it will exert some force on the first string A, right? That means it will be coming nearer. It is first moving forwards and it comes and hits the first string. Therefore the hitting of the string B on string A is the action, and at the same time this string will be exerting the equal and opposite force, that is known as reaction, towards the string B. Therefore it attains its original position, right? Therefore by this the Newton concludes that every object will be exerting some force, that is known as action, on the other thing, and the other object will be exerting the reactive force on the first object. From this we can conclude the definition of third law of motion, that is every object will be having a action and reaction force, that is for every action there is an equal and opposite reactive force. This is known as Newton's third law of motion. And we can see the conservation of momentum here, that is, let us take two objects of mass A and mass B and having the velocities of VA and VB. Before these atoms colliding, or before these two masses colliding, there is the movement between these two objects, right? And after collision also, the momentum or mass and velocity will be there. Therefore we can say that before collision and after collision the momentum will be calculated, that is MA into VA plus MB into VB before collision, and after collision it will be MA into VA plus MB into VB, that is final velocities. Now according to the conservation of momentum, the rate of change of momentum or the momentum exerted before collision and after collision remains the same. it is equal. Therefore, we can say that the sum of momentums after and before collisions are equal. So it is known as conservation of momentum. That means there is no change in the momentum. Conservation means it is not loosed up. We are conserving or we are preserving. Like the same what we observe, the result also will be the same. Therefore, we can say that the rate of change of its momentum as ma into Va minus uA by t. Previously we have discussed that is k into m into a. V by t is the rate of change of velocity. Thus, we can say that we have maintained the conservation of momentum, and for every object there is an equal and opposite reactive forces working on it. And let us see one problem in order to understand briefly. Let us solve one problem in order to understand briefly about the third law of motion of Newton's. And let us see here, the problem given is a bullet having of a mass of 20 grams and velocity of 150 meter per second, and the piston mass always 2 kgs, and we have to calculate the recoil velocity, right? Now we will be finding out the total momentum before we are firing and after firing, that is total momentum of piston press bullet before firing and after firing. Let us see that is total momentum is mass into velocity, right? Therefore, the mass of bullet is 20 grams. 20 grams is equals to how many kgs? That is 0.02 kgs, right? 1 kg equals to 1000 grams and 20 grams equals to how many kgs? It is denoted as shown, that is equals to 0.02 grams. I hope you got the conversion how to do. And let us see the initial velocity of both bullet and piston is 0 because it is at rest position, right? Therefore, mass into velocity obviously it is, that is 0.0.